Hi. So I've actually had a couple of instances this week. We get to have a hot button conversation today. Um, there is a big difference between lab results and functional blood work, like results and things that we like to see. So let me give you some examples. First of all, let me explain. When you go to the doctor, this is why you could go to the doctor, you get blood work done, and your doctor says, "Oh, you're fine." And you think, "I don't feel fine at all." This is how I get most of my clients. Like probably 75 to 80% of my clients come to me because their doctor says they're fine and they know they're not. Or their doctor's like, "Oh no." And they don't keep trying to figure out what the problem is. They just say, "Tough break, kid. That's rough. Hope you feel better." Like they just don't keep digging until they find the answer. And that's frustrating, and that's why I started studying to be a functional practitioner. And that's why people come to me, because you're not getting the answers from your doctors. Here's the problem. Lab ranges are basically the mean of the people who have that test done. So, for example, the mean of the people who have like your blood sugar done, the mean of that includes the people who have high blood sugar, low blood sugar, good blood sugar, like the average of all of the people, including the people who don't feel well. That's your lab range. It doesn't mean that you're well. Whereas functional ranges are the mean of how people feel their best. That's the difference. So you might get a cholesterol marker flagged by the lab as high, where functional ranges actually allow for higher cholesterol because your brain operates on cholesterol. And functional practitioners and functional doctors have found that cholesterol is really important. Cholesterol is important for hormone production. It's important for brain function. Your sex hormones are produced by B vitamins and cholesterol. When you don't have enough B vitamins, or you're not methylating well, and you've reduced your cholesterol through medication, your hormones are going to not function right. So we know that. So we have different ranges than your doctor may. So your doctor may be faster to put on medication. I would never tell you to go against your doctor, ever. I would tell you to research for yourself. Where we might say, you might be better off with an enzyme, Or they might say, I think that, an A1C of 5.6 is fine. And a functional practitioner would say, no, I like that to be under 5. Or they might say, a fasting insulin rate of like 12 or something, let me give you a weird number, is fine because the functional range, or because the lab range is like 11 to 20 or something, but the functional range for fasting insulin is 2 to 5. And so a functional practitioner is going to say, no, we need to get that down, because if your A1C is above a 5 and your fasting insulin is above a 5, then you've got insulin resistance going on. There's a problem. We need to fix that right away. If your blood sugar is over 90 in a fasting state, there's a problem. We need to work on that, right? So whereas the lab will say all of those things are fine, this is how you end up with the doctor saying, "You're fine." And you going, "I don't think I'm fine." So if you are a person who has gone to your doctor, has had lab work done, and your doctor says everything's fine, and you think, "I don't think everything's fine," you might consider reaching out to a functional practitioner like me or someone else that you know and just say, "Hey, can you take a look at this for me?" Tell me, am I crazy? And we'll probably say you're not crazy, because this is another one of those little things. When you focus on the little things, every little thing is going to be okay.